Brothers and sisters, friends and family, much love to you out there. Huge hug. Hope you guys are well. I love y'all and I mean it. I truly do. I wouldn't be doing this if I did not love you guys and love my Creator, who has designed all of us, and He designed us all equally, and He designed us all in a unique fashion, and He gave us life, and He breathed into us by His very own air. By His very own nostrils, He breathed into us, and so life was formed. And there's nothing better in my life than talking and teaching about the Creator. I've been all around the world. I've done crazy stuff. I've been to the top of the IT mountaintops. I've done everything that I really wanted to do. And when I settled down in life and started reading the Torah, the one thing that I had never done that I do more than anything now is read the book of life and read the scriptures, read the gospels, read everything that I can. I've come to become a connoisseur and a lover of the word and lover of Yah's ways. And the thing about Yah is he's holy. He's really, really holy. And holiness will only find holiness by understanding what his Torah says. We will only find the way to righteousness by understanding how to be righteous. And we don't know what righteousness is if we've taken the laws of God and tossed them in the trash. Or we've taken the principles and the guides to life and just disregard it and say we know better. And, it's a sad state of the world that we're in right now. But the one thing that everybody's always looking to do, and ever since I was a kid, everybody's always trying to stop the act of aging. Everybody wants to live forever. And in fact, that's what a lot of point of the Luciferians are. The Luciferians don't believe that they need to be judged by our Creator. And so they go and they do crazy stuff. They drink blood. And there's a euthanizing agent within blood. And, our Creator says specifically, not just once or twice or 3 times. He says so many times in the Bible not to drink the blood because there's life in the blood. And it is a sacred thing. And that is why the blood of our Messiah is such an incredible thing, because life was in the blood. And they bled our Messiah out. And so as we are trying to figure out what is the secret of youth? What is the secret of not dying? I have discovered it, and I've discovered it in the scriptures. And it's always a two-edged sword. It's a two-way thing. It doesn't just cut with one side of the blade. You have to have multiple things. It's not a set and forget. It's not a raise your hand at 8 years old and you're done and there's nothing else to do. There is a walk, and a walk we must have. And there's a people, and in the Bible they're identified as either Kodeshim and elect. It's 2 separate entities, 2 separate things, 2 separate divisions of people. And when we find out about what is going to happen to us in the end, the 2 people who they talk about here in Enoch 57 are the Kodeshim and the elect. And the Kodeshim is the saints. It's the holy ones, right? The people who are, well, first of all, you would be keeping the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator. And that is one way to do it. That's the only way to do it, right? If you want to be a Kodeshim or an elect of any kind, anybody with any kind of stature whatsoever, it's going to be those who are in strict obedience to our Creator. He doesn't want people to go to the left or go to the right. He wants people to listen only to Him. He wants a faithful bride, right? The same thing we all want in a marriage and what we want in friends. We want faithful friends, faithful spouses. Our Creator wants us to be faithful to Him. How do we be faithful to Him? Well, we don't cheat on Him. We keep His Shabbats. We start learning and yearning and seeking His ways, because when we do that, then we will be getting His grace upon us. We will be seen. You want to be considered a friend of the Creator. You want to be and when there are people, saints in the Bible, who are considered friends of Elohim, that would be, what an honor. What an honor. What better honor than to be considered a friend of Elohim's, of Elohim Most High. Okay, let's take a look at this, and I will show you how it is that we live forever. I now begin to utter the 3rd parable concerning the Kodeshim and the elect. Blessed are you, O Kodeshim and elect, for glorious is your lot. And guys, when I'm talking to the Kodeshim, there's not a lot of Torah keepers. I don't have a lot of people on this channel, right? We don't get a lot of views. So it's you guys that I'm talking to. It's the people who are seeking Yah's ways. When you seek Yah's ways, you would be part of the Kodishim, right? But this is just the first part of the sword, right? It's the first edge that we must have. The Kodishim shall exist in the light of the sun, and the elect in the light of everlasting life. The days of whose life shall never terminate, nor shall the days of the Kodishim be numbered, who seek for light and obtain righteousness with Yahuwah Zovath. Guys, when you obtain righteousness, again, what does that mean? How does one seek righteousness? Well, first of all, to understand what unrighteousness is, you must read the Torah, because that is the only place that we know what sin is defined as. Iniquity is defined by the Torah, as per John, right? 1 John 3:4, I believe, is it. That's the only way that we know what iniquity is because we read the Torah. So if you read the Torah and you start walking in this path, your dietary guidelines, right? You don't eat unclean foods. We keep the Shabbats. We start keeping all the rest of the stuff that we should be keeping, right? That's righteousness, right? That is what our Messiah came to die, that he could save us from the curse of us breaking the Torah where we fell into unrighteousness. That is what he came for. He didn't come to say, hey, you don't need to be righteous anymore, or you don't need to keep the Torah. The will of Yahushua, Jesus the Christ, was the will of his Father, Yahweh. Verse 4. Peace be to the Kodeshim with Yahuwah of the world. Henceforth shall the Kodeshim be told to seek in heaven the secrets of righteousness, the portion of faith. For like the sun has it risen upon the earth, while darkness is passed away, there shall be light interminable, nor shall they enter upon the enumeration of time. For darkness shall be previously destroyed, and light shall increase before Yahuwah Zavot. Before Yahuwah Zavot shall the light of uprightness increase forever. So what do we get out of this, right? In verse 3, it says, the life of the Kodeshim shall not be terminated, right? I got to stop saying the word right. I catch myself saying that. So what are we to see here? We are to see that if you are people that fall into this line, your future, when we cross over, right, we're all going to die. Again, I said it right. We are all going to die. We are all going to get aged. We are all going to get old, and we are all going to pass away from this world. Right? Some of us may not, depending upon what the timing is these days. But for the most part, the next journey that we have, we will be called into another life. We will be called into this. And you will not be called into it if you're not righteous. If you're not living righteously. If you have not changed your life. There is one other part of this. And the other part of the sword that we must always understand is that this is the other part of it. Revelation 14:12. Here is the patience of the Kodishim. There's that word again, right? Kodishim, right? The saints, the holy ones. Here are they that guard the commandments of Elohim and the faith of Yahushua. There it is. That's the two pieces of this sword, the double-sided razor. It takes being righteous, and it also takes acknowledging and understanding that our Creator sent his Son to die for us, so that we could have life after. It is a gift of the Most High. It is a gift of his Son. Two separate entities. The Father is one. His Son is his Son, right? They're not the same individuals. And we must get that point right. We must get all of this right. We do not have a second chance in this. And so if you're sitting there living in sin and you know that you're living in sin, that's a good thing because your conscience is telling you you're living in sin. That means it's time to change. It's time to put away the sinful behavior in whatever it is. If you can't give up the pork, it is time now to give up the pork. Simply do a YouTube video search on the types of infestations and the type of bacteria that live in pork. You could sit there and watch that for hours and watch these little worms and nasty stuff swimming all around. Tell yourself this is not what I should be eating. I should not be eating, bacteria of this nature. It doesn't matter how great it tastes. We must put away our carnal lusts of things of that nature if that is what is leading us into sin, right? Pornography, that's another huge thing. People, that the entire trap, the entire world coming out of Babylon is all hooked into pornography. Are you allowing yourself to slip away? The internet's a very easy place to let you see yourself slip away, right? It takes one click and your eyes are scarred. Your soul is scarred. Your marriage is scarred. You will never be able to undo that kind of stuff. And guys, the pornography world is a fake world. It's not even real. It's not a real world, and you will slip into that stuff. I mean, some of these guys are girls and girls are guys, right? And that's been the trick for all these years. And so as you guys are trying to break away from evil like that, understand not everything that you're seeing is what it is, and that's the kind of evil you should never, ever be ingesting through your eyes. You should never, ever see that, because you will never undo that. The human brain is such an incredible computer system and storage system that you cannot undo the evil that you do. Even if you attempt to pray it away, you're going to, at some point, it's going to come back and it will haunt you, and it may lead you back into sin. Put it away. Put your lust to your wife. Put your lust to your husband. Put your lust to the family that you have, and build that family, and don't wander away. Don't sneak off into these rooms and do great evil, right? That is not the way we should be living. That is not the way you should be living. And when we live in sin, you're living in sin, right? And you're further away from our Creator. When we're doing evil stuff and we're living in sin, that means we're not seeking our Creator. And we must seek Him where He may be found. There's only one master that we can have, and it's got to be Yahweh. And so if we are not doing this, my friends, I urge you guys to seek Him. Seek Him in prayer. Seek Him and put away these sins that lead us into hell. We must repent. We must come to the saving grace of our Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. And then we must come into the laws, statutes, and commands that our Creator has said. We are Yisrael. We are Israel. We are the 10 missing tribes of Yisrael that are scattered across the world, right? All you have to do is pick up this little picket sign that says, I will keep the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator. Read the Bible, do it, start keeping Shabbats, and change your life forever. That's what it takes. And it is a path. It is not a one-time decision, guys. It is a path. It is a lifetime path of not looking like the world, not smelling like the world, not tasting like the world, separating yourself from the world. Look, you're not supposed to know the movie stars. You're not supposed to know the latest movies. You're not supposed to know what happened to Bill and Bob and Kardashian, this and that. That's the world. You're not supposed to be on Twitter and Facebook and Nosebook and doing all this trash, right? That separates you from your family. That separates you from your Creator. That separates you from where we should be going, guys. And the time is short. The time is very, very short. I'm not sure if you have noticed what is going on out there in the world that is before us, but the time is short. Regardless, it's not generations left. It's very short. Again, it's going to be how they march with the snake bite, how they finish it. But according to Revelations, everybody is forced. You can't buy or sell without it, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing this from East Coast to West Coast, from North to South, from everywhere. Every country is doing something roughly the same. Yeah, there's a little pushback, and people think the mandates aren't happening. OSHA will come up and say, we can't regulate this. But they will run other things, and they will enforce the snake bite one way or another. And this is where we must absolutely be powered up by the strength of our Creator and be in His will, and be able to ward off the unclean spirits, to unbind that which gets bound to us, and to be able to fight a spiritual fight in a world we can't even see, but we know that we have the wielding power because our Creator has given it to us. Prayer is what we need. Much love. I'm out.